Hey guys! So today I'm going to be filming the question and answer video. I put out a call for questions on my Facebook and Instagram, and we are trying to film that, but having the girls behind me, they're playing and making noise, and their hair already starts to look a mess. So I'm not sure how this video is going to go, but we'll give it a try. Alright, so I'm just going to go ahead. I have my phone with all the questions, so if I'm looking down, that's why. I'm going to just jump on in with the questions. Some of the common questions that I get for my Etsy shop, one of them being about the bows. What size bow do I get for my puppy? I have a video specifically on that, and it explains the different sizes and the single loop, the double loop. I'll link that below in case you're interested in seeing that. But it just helps you guide how big of a bow that you may want to use for your dog. And everybody's different. I went through a phase where I was hooked on 5/8 bows, and then now I'm more on the 7/8 size. And then I'll get people that will request more of the 5/8 size. So it just depends, and whatever you want, I'll make it for you. You just let me know. Another question is that I get asked often for my shop. What's the difference between bands and barrettes, and what do I need? So, again, personal preference. You really have to try both for you to find out which one you like. I personally prefer the bands for both my girls. They can wear barrettes, but I just like the way the bow on the band sits on their hair. Like I said, it's just personal preference. There's really no set answer to that. You just have to kind of try it out and see which one you like best for them. Paris is on my lap, trying for her not to jump down. How did you learn to make bows? Well, trial and error. When I got Paris, I knew I wanted her to wear bows. You want to get on the bed? Here, let's see. Oh my goodness. Okay. So yeah, I knew I wanted her to wear bows right away before I even brought her home. I knew I was getting a puppy, and I shopped around locally for some bows, and I didn't like anything they had. Like, they were the generic ones that are on barrettes, and I didn't like it. It was like, this isn't really what I'm looking for. So I just decided to start playing around with ribbon and putting it together, and it took months. Like, I was not a professional at all. It took a lot of tries, and I actually have a video. I don't even know if I still have it. I'll have to go look and see. But I put a video of my first set of bows that I've ever made. They're so bad. Like, the ribbon's all like half torn off of it. It's bad. I was so proud that I was like, look, I made a dog bow. I was so proud of my accomplishment. But you definitely get quicker at it the more of them that you make. So if you're interested in starting to make bows, I would say just go for it and just keep trying. Don't give up. But that's how I got started with making bows, or learning how to make them. Another question that I get a lot, and this is on Instagram, so if you're not following me on Instagram, you really won't know what this is about, but Bisou has a tunnel. It's actually for Paris. When I first got Paris, I don't know why I gave her a tunnel, but I did. There's this little tunnel that she can go through, and it's actually a cat tunnel. It's not even meant for dogs. So when Bisou came along, she kind of took over the tunnel. So now it's Bisou's tunnel. So anyway, Bisou goes in her tunnel, and she likes to hide in there. Look, she knows I'm talking about her. Look at her. So yeah, she hides in there, and she will wait for someone to pass, or she'll wait for like either myself or Paris to pass by. She'll be in there for hours. You won't even know she's there. Then she'll just jump out at you, and she scares the crap out of whoever it is. It's so funny. I try to film it, but sometimes, like I said, she's in there, I forget. So I miss it every time, like, of her getting in there and waiting. But there's little clips of it. If you follow me on Instagram, my handle is @beauty_by_Paris. So if you want to go see, there, just scroll through. There's a whole bunch of Bisou in her tunnel there, and it's funny. So, but anyway, I get that tunnel. I got it from PetSmart, and it's in the cat section. So I'm sure you can get it off Amazon or wherever. It doesn't specifically have to be PetSmart. But the 2 tunnels that I've been having for them, that's where they came from. All right. Let's see. Gotta move into... Those were the questions. Well, I had one question from Facebook. I answered that one. Then I answered my shop questions. So now the ones from Instagram, just gotta pull it up. Sorry, they're gonna bark. Nothing I can do about that. If you want them in the video, and I'm trying to trap them in here with me, so... Okay, here we go. All right, so this is in no specific order. I'm just going to read them out and answer them. How long did it take for your babies to fully become potty trained? That's a really good question. Paris is 6 years old now, so it's hard to think back. I just know Paris, it took forever, it felt like, for her to get potty trained. And she's smart. She's a smart dog, so I'm thinking, why, if you're so smart, why can't you just understand that you have to pee outside? Why do you keep having accidents? I would get so frustrated. But how it started with Paris, when the breeder had her on what it's called a spotty. It's this tray with a grid, and the pee pad is in between the tray and the grid. And that's what she raised all her puppies on. And when I got Paris, she told me, you know, to have her easily trained, she's already familiar with it, keep her on that. So I had her on the spotty inside. And then I decided there's no way, because I was in the mindset of, because she didn't let her dogs go outside. Like all of her dogs are inside dogs. She doesn't let them go out to use the bathroom. For fleas and all of that, for all sorts of reasons, is why she didn't want them to be out in the yard and things. And I was like, okay, well, I understand that. I think I'll give that a try. I'll let them pee inside, or I'll let Paris pee inside. So potty training, I would have her in her area. I had a blocked off area with the spotty, and she understood to go there. But then when I started letting her have more room and started going, roaming around the house more, I moved her spotty in one specific area in the house. And I would take her to it on a leash, like she'd be on leash, and I'd bring her there and I'd tell her, let's go pee-pee, and I would say the words so she can get used to it. And she would use the bathroom there. Well, I started finding the house reeked of urine. I'm like, no, we're not even going to do this anymore. I'm taking her out. I can't deal with it. Even though I washed it down with Clorox, let it out to dry, everything, it still stunk to me. So when I took her outside, because she started getting the hang of doing the spotty inside, no problem. But when I wanted to take her outside in the yard to start peeing like a normal dog, that seemed like it took forever. I brought her spotty outside in the grass. She wouldn't walk on the grass for a while. It took her for a little while to get adjusted to walking on grass. Then she finally got used to that. I don't think she ever used her spotty on the grass. I don't think she ever did. I'd wait, and I even blocked off an area, kind of let her sit there, and I'd wait and say the commands over and over, and it never worked. So I would just bring the spotty back in. Then, there goes B. Sorry. B, you're making me lose my train of thought. You see her? She's so funny. Okay, so anyhow, I think what I started doing was that we have a concrete driveway, and I would just put her spotty there. She would start using her spotty there. Well then, one day, my mom and I were out in the backyard having a glass of wine, just enjoying the weather, and we were letting Paris just walk around. We were watching her, and she just had free roam out there. And we were in mid-conversation, and I just stopped talking. My mom's just looking at me, and I'm like, don't say anything. Because Paris just started peeing by herself. I was like, don't move, don't breathe, don't speak. She's peeing. It was the biggest deal. Well, at that time, I was wearing an apron, and I had treats on me, little soft treats, and she was clicker trained, and I had her clicker on me as well. And as soon as she was done, I made the biggest deal out of it. I went up to her, I started petting her, I was like, good girl, and all of this stuff, and I started giving her a treat. And after that, it was on and off. She wouldn't always go pee outside, but then she started doing it and started getting used to it. I would say she was about 2, to be honest. She might have been about 2 years old by the time she was fully potty trained to go out without any accidents in the house and stuff. she was close to 2, yeah. Because I got Bisou, I think, when Paris was 2.5-ish. And Bisou, she was like this. Like, she had the pee pads. I didn't do the spotty. Did I do the spotty for her? I think I did. Yeah, because I still had it. I had the spotty for her, so at night I would put that in her little area that she was blocked off in. She'd pee in the spotty, no problem. Like, every now and then she'd miss, but it wasn't, she didn't have regular accidents because I was frequent with taking her out with Paris. Because if Paris went to go pee outside, I would take B with her, and B kind of followed along in Paris's footsteps. So anything Paris did, Bisou followed along. So it took Bisou no time at all to learn how to potty outside. So I would say maybe 6 months for Bisou. She might have been a year. At the oldest, a year, but I really think less than that for B. Excuse me. All right, next question. Karen left me a whole bunch. Let's see. Excuse me. How are the girls doing with grooming? Paris has always been difficult to groom. She just doesn't like it. She never did, even as a puppy. So she deals with it. There's certain things she won't tolerate. Like if I have to bathe her, she doesn't like her paws being touched. She doesn't like me brushing her teeth. If you've seen those videos, like my morning daily video, you'll hear her growl. She still does all of that. Some days it's worse than others. I'm still working on training her, and I'm working on researching for a professional behavioral specialist to come in and work with her with that, because I don't know if it's me that needs the training or it's just her, something I can break with her. I don't know. So I'm getting there. It's just that I need to have the time to do it and research it, because so much is going on, and it's like you never have like the set amount of time to go really check up on that. And yeah, it's an issue, but I'm living with it. I'm dealing with it. It's just like a normal situation for me in Paris. So I'll get there eventually, but I do want to work on that with her. So yeah, she does okay with grooming. It's just that I know what she likes and doesn't like, and I just deal with it. Bisou, piece of cake. She's just so laid back and easygoing. Like, she just does not care. Like, I could just put her in my arms right now. She wouldn't say boo. Like, she doesn't care. So Bisou, no problem at all with grooming. She doesn't mind a bath. Like, she shakes a little bit, but she doesn't put up a fight like Paris does. Does Paris still not like it too much? Well, I just answered that. Are you still using the same shampoo and conditioner? Yes and no. I went through, I'm still using Chris Christensen Spectrum 10 because I bought it, and then I started using something else, so I have still some of the Spectrum 10. So every now and then I'll go back and use it. It's still my favorite as far as the scent goes. I think I don't know, I'm saying this now, but then a few videos down the road, you're going to hear me say something different. But I think I'm going to stick with the Spectrum 10 just because it's the only one that I like the smell of. It does its job. Bisou looks like, I'm not noticing a big difference in Bisou's coat with all the other products. So it's like, what's the point? Might as well just stick with something that I like. I did try a couple of other products. I do plan on making those videos again. It's just the time to sit here and do it. Like, I want to do this because I really enjoy it, but my time is just so, I'm having a hard time finding time to do it. But yes, I will be making a video on that, on their shampoos that I did try to use and which ones I liked and didn't like. But yeah, basically I am still using Chris Christensen Spectrum 10. Okay. Let's see. How is B's frizzies? Okay, that one video where I use Chris Christensen's, it's Hypro Pack. Someone caught me on that. I was wondering how long it would be before somebody caught the mistake I made on that video. So yeah, when I used that deep conditioning treatment for B, that was not the way to go. Like, she does not need that. Her frizzies, she naturally has wavy parts in her coat. And I think when you brush them out and then you use the hair dryer and then too much conditioner, it just adds to that and makes it look extra frizzy. So it's the same. I mean, as long as I don't condition her too heavily, she's fine. Yeah, I don't know if you could see her. I'm trying to move out the way a little bit. Yeah, but she's, for the most part, she's not too bad with the frizzies. As long as I don't use a ton of conditioner, she's good with that. When the weather is bad outside, do you put puppy pads down for them? No, I don't. So here's what I do. When the weather is bad, I use the, what's the app called? I have an app on my phone. It's called AccuWeather, and I trust it. It's really, really good. I monitor what the rain is going to do. If it's light rain or just a regular rain, my girls are adjusted to going in the rain. Not a problem, because being in New Orleans, we have hurricanes. And during the summer and all of that, there's always rain showers, thunderstorms. So you know what? It's not terrible. They're just going to have to deal with it. If it's light rain, it's not so bad. If it's raining, I tend to go out there with them with an umbrella. And I just hover. I take them one at a time, because there's no way I can do both at once with rain. So what I'll do is I'll walk out there with an umbrella. I hold them. Once we get to a drier area, because some water will pool in different parts of my yard, if we get to a dry area, I'll put them down and I'll just say the commands, go pee-pee, go pee-pee, go use the bathroom, and I'll hover over them and walk with them with the umbrella. They'll pee right away. Usually that's not an issue, but going number 2 takes forever. But I'll just bring them in. As long as they pee, I'm fine. If they have a poo-poo in the house, that's easy to clean up. So, you know, as long as they pee, I'm good. If it's really thundering, I'll monitor on the app, and it tells you like how long that's going to last. Usually it's about a 30 or 40 minute downpour, and they'll hold it if it's like that. I've never had it go on longer than that where they won't be able to go outside. But I just find breaks in the weather based on that app. And I just take them along the covered areas of my driveway and through a garage, so that way they're covered for as long as possible without having to walk into the rain. So that's how we deal with that here. So no puppy pads for that. Where do they sleep, and do they sleep through the night? They sleep with me. That was a rule that I broke when I got them, or Paris really. Paris used to sleep in her dog bed in my room, but on the floor. And when she got, when she had her spay, she was crying at night. I don't know why. I guess she was in pain, obviously, but with stitches and everything. And I felt so bad. I was like, oh, come here. So I picked her up, and guess what? That was the end of that. So then every night she wanted to be in my bed. So she sleeps in my bed. Of course, Bisou followed along. Well, as a puppy, Bisou didn't, because she had her own space. But then when she wouldn't pee during the night and she was potty trained, then yeah, she was with me in the bed. Yes, they both sleep through the night. I've never had issues with them not. Paris as a puppy, maybe not. She would cry in the middle of the night sometimes, so I get up and hold her like a baby. Y'all, I'm terrible. I am terrible. I treat them as human children. Like, some people like that, some people don't. But I feel so bad for them. I don't want them to suffer. It's like if they want something, they're gonna get it. So I'm at fault for a lot of their behavior problems. I know that. Or I just add on to it probably. But they're babies. Like, I can't let them cry. They need loving. Okay, let's see. All right, so that was from Karen. That was quite a bit, Karen. Thank you for those. Someone says, where do you get most of your ribbons and buttons from? I try to shop locally as much as possible. You know, you can get that all over the place, but I just like to support my local craft supply places here. I'd love to learn about your job and an updated treat haul. Okay, so job is kind of, I do two things. One well, obviously the dog bows, Beauty by Paris, my Etsy shop. So I've been having that for, oh geez, is it 6 years already? Has it been 6 years? I have lost track when I started, like officially started. Because I've been making bows before I popped up on Etsy, but for Etsy doing it, I think it's been 6 years, yeah. And at the exact same time that I started making bows or started doing my Etsy shop, I decided to become a travel agent specializing in Disney vacations. I'm a huge, huge Disney fan. We grew up on Disney, always took vacations there. Universal Studios, same thing. So we went a lot as a family. Well, I would say later on in my late teens, early 20s, we would go more often. But there was a few vacations here and there when I was younger. So, you know, it's part of me and I love it and I enjoy it. And I knew I wanted to do something. I either wanted to be a real estate agent, a wedding planner, or a travel agent. That was kind of like what I was looking at then, like when I was doing all of this. And I thought, well, I'm more familiar with the Disney stuff, so I want to do that. So I became a Disney, I'm a vacation planner specializing in Disney vacations. So pretty much I'm a travel agent, but I only specialize in Disney and Universal, really. I mean, I can book anything. Carnival Cruise, Princess Cruise, Royal Cruise. Like, I can do all of that. I can do all inclusive because I am a travel agent. I have access to booking those things as well. But if you want, like, where I mainly focus in is Disney and Universal. So like Alani in Hawaii for Disney, I can do that. Adventures by Disney, then there's Disney's Cruise Line, Disney World, Disneyland, anything Disney, I can book it for sure. Same with Universal, so anyone's interested in all of that. So I do that along with having my Etsy shop with the dog bows. So those are kind of my two jobs that I'm doing right now. And both, well, yeah, 6 years for both, because I started them both at the same time. Let's see. When did you know you wanted to start selling on Etsy? Well, when I knew I was getting Paris, I started searching for dog beds. I got a crate for her actually, and I wanted to use her crate as her bed. So I wanted to look for a cover or like cushions that you put in there. So when I started searching for that, I saw a lady had a shop on Etsy, and that was actually the first time I found out about Etsy. She was selling a set where you get to pick the fabric and everything, and she'd just make it. So that's when I found out about Etsy, and I started ordering her collar, her ID tags, a few things from Etsy. And I thought, wow, this is great. So when I started making bows and I started kind of getting the hang of it, I was like, well, I need a place to sell them, because I started getting to be a little bit known for making them. So I was like, okay, I need a little shop here. And I thought, well, let me just check into Etsy, because I already was familiar with using it. And then that's how I got started there. So, about their treats, oh gosh, they're gonna jump on me. Let's see. I have a few of them right here. I am gonna do a video, I'll do an actual video haul for you, but bocces is kind of what we've been going towards. This is good. Paris is down there looking at them all. So these are just a few of the newer ones that we've been going through. This is bocces, the buffalo wings. This is their soft and chewy chicken. These are like their favorites. Anything soft and chewy they go for. Burgers and fries, and these I believe are limited edition flavors. And then these are her bocces, the cheese treats, because we like cheese please, but sometimes if they run out, it's just easier to get the bocces because it's right there, along with my whole order of stuff that I'm getting from them. And Old Mother Hubbard, Paris is addicted to these things, the peanut butter ones. These are a size small. They're probably meant for medium-sized dogs, but we call them big treats because they are big for just Paris. So I crack them in half, and she'll, again, this was on Instagram if you follow me there. She eats this treat on my lap. This is the only treat that I have to be sitting down so she can eat it on my lap. And then she'll get this at night because it's a sweet, you know, like a dessert. So she'll get this at night. And then we still do the Good Dog Blueberry. This is what I use when I'm trying to model, have them model bows, and I need them to look at the camera. These are so tiny, and I still crack them in half sometimes to make it last a little longer, but they really like these a lot too, the Blueberry Good Dog little treats here. So basically that's kind of what they're doing now, but I think that was it. That was all my questions. I think I've answered everyone's. If I missed something, let me know. But thank you for asking questions for those of you that did. I appreciate that. And if you have any other questions, I can do a second video. If you guys have enough questions, I'll do that. But thanks for watching, and I look forward to making more videos for you guys on the time. So thanks again. Bye, y'all.